Today I'm looking at Mini Metro, which is an early access Steam game available for about €7 or €8. It's a game about subways, planning subway systems. I very much like train games and I'm very into subway systems, so for me I was very interested to try this out. It's a very simple concept. As time passes, more and more stations appear, represented on this map by the large shapes. At the moment there are triangles, circles and squares, although as the game develops in complexity and gets more and more difficult, more shapes start appearing, like stars and crescent moons and stuff. And the objects that are moving between them are my trains, and the colourful lines which connect them are the various lines of the metro. So this is the London Metro. And what my job is to ensure that all the passengers get to where they need to go. And if not, they'll build up at a station. And then if they build up at a station for too long, there's a timer and the game will end. So this is another week has passed in the game, so I've received a reward. I get another train, and then I can choose either a carriage or an interchange. An interchange is a station which allows a greater number of passengers to accumulate there before the timer will end the game, and a carriage increases the capacity of an existing train on one of your lines. I'm going to go with the carriage. You can also choose one of your upgrade, which is bridges. So for example, if we look at this triangular station on the right, it has 4 people on it who are represented by these 4 circles, and they want to go to a circular station. When it has too many people, I think when it has 6 people, it'll start timing out, and then if I don't disperse those passengers quickly enough, the game will end. So you'll see shortly that I'm going to add a train to my, actually no, I don't need to. So here comes the train to the triangular station at the right. All the passengers get on. Now it moves off to this circular station. All the circles get off, and the 2 squares, the cross and the triangle, are going to get on. Now there's no way that the cross passenger will be able to go to his destination on the yellow line, so he's going to have to come up to the center triangle, I guess, and he's going to need to change then onto the red train line. And it's fairly simple. You get rewards which include extra lines, extra trains, I haven't deployed all of mine, extra carriages, and you can also increase the speed. And every Sunday you receive a reward. So here, look at the station that's yellow, the second from the left. It's got a timer on it because it has too many passengers. And if that timer completes a full circle, the game will end and I will lose. But now the yellow train is coming back and all of those passengers are going to get back onto the train. So it's a pretty simple concept. You need bridges to cross rivers, so I can't take this yellow station here and combine it with the square station above it. I'd have to bring the red line out there. And you can decide to pause the game, and then you can think, this isn't working. I need to completely reroute this system in some way that you think might be more efficient. And then you can resume play here. There are 10 different stations. I'm just putting an extra train on that station that's overfilling so that people will go to. There are 10 different countries' rail systems which you can unlock by achieving 500 passengers on any system. I've unlocked them all, and the only difference that I can see is that on some of the systems there are more rivers, so you need more bridges, and on other systems the train capacity is less, so fewer people will fit into any carriage or train. So instead of there being 6, there might be 4. So there's another week and another reward. It's quite fun. I don't know if it's worth €7. It depends really how you value that, in your own evaluation. But I mean, I'm glad that I bought it and got to play with it. It provided me with possibly 4 or 5 hours of playtime before it got pretty repetitive. But as a novelty item, it's quite fun. If it was an online flash game, I would definitely be saying, that you should check it out. The only downside is that it is pretty limited. It's in early access. I don't know where it's going to go next from here, but I can't really imagine that there's going to be a great deal more that they can do with this. What's fun right now is just coming up with different strategies, like experimenting with having all the squares together on one line, or having one of each on each line, or using interchanges, which are stations which allow a large accumulation. of people, larger than the amount which at a normal station would cause the game to end. So that's all I wanted to talk about right now. That is Mini Metro Steam Early Access.